We're opposed to SF 4139. The industry is seeking a legal framework which would support massive growth, likely accruing millions or even billions of dollars in revenue, a wealth transfer away from Minnesota families to international gaming companies. Legalization would allow for a sportsbook on every adult cell phone. A study released yesterday by Siena Research Institute found that 85% of online sports bettors say they bet because they thought they could make money, likely influenced by massive advertising campaigns. But 2024 research from Southern Methodist University, Emory University, and UC San Diego found that less than 5% of sports gamblers are observed to be net winners. Addiction caused by the design of the mobile sports gambling platforms results in community breakdown. UCLA and USC research has measured that online sports gambling increases the likelihood of household bankruptcy by as much as 25 to 30% after 3 to 4 years of legalization. I think Senator Rasmussen referenced this study earlier. The responsibility to clean up the financial and social costs from these companies' business model is most often paid for by families, the state, churches, and faith communities. Proponents claim that the industry should be legalized because people bet regardless of the legal status here in Minnesota. But we argue that the answer to illegal gambling is not to expand this industry, but instead to work toward crackdown of illegal sites. In November last year, Governor Mike DeWine told the Associated Press that Ohio should not have legalized mobile sports betting. Minnesota is not obligated to create a statutory platform for online betting for the few Minnesotans who can afford to absorb their gambling losses. Policy decisions, as mentioned earlier, must weigh competing interests, and surely the consumer protection of Minnesota families from companies built on a consumer fraud scheme should be a priority. According to the bill language, 80% of tax revenue collected goes back to gambling interests, 15% for sports marketing fund, just 4% for gambling addiction, and 1% for amateur sports integrity. When very few people make money off their bets and 80% of the tax revenue collected would be shared by various gambling interests, we know who loses from legalization: average Minnesotans and their families. Thank you for hearing me.